Welcome, Capricorn. This is Tarot Lumination with your singles mini love and relationship report for the halfway through November to half through December time period, okay? Hope it works for you some way, somehow. You know the drill. We've done this before. Do your cross-watching, sun, moon, and rising and all that, and reinterpret, to suit yourselves, okay? It's your reading for you, and a lot of you know about the cards already, so just help yourselves, all right? I'm just offering the Tarot Illumination perspective here. No reversal, sorry, we're just going to jump right in. Also, if you have to, pause and stop and start the little video so you can integrate these questions into the reading, because we're just going to jump in and go for it, okay? And to save you guys some time. All right, here we go. Cards were already shuffled in advance, but I want to take it to the last second so you're a witness. All right, Capricorn. So it's your season coming up soon. I hope you're all ready and happy. You've got some good plans organized and managed, because that's what you do. So let's have a look. This would be the energy you're radiating. This would be the energy of the other. This should be the energy of the relationship, and this would be the prospects, okay? You, potential other, somewhere out there, and the relationship itself. What if? This is all what if, okay? You're always radiating the energy of relationship in one form or another, okay? And attracting or repelling in one form or another. We're going to look at the circumstantial energy here in just a second. The weather, I like to think of it. It's not going to own you. You're going to make the best of it, okay? So here we go. Let's have a look. What have we got? The Fool. New beginnings. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gosh, Capricorn. Oh, whoopoo. So you might be kind of in a situation, circumstantial energy, where it's almost like, I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea, but I don't care. Frankly, I don't care. Bring it on. Just bring it on. It can't get any worse than it is already. Perhaps it's going to be better. Perhaps it'll be awesome. All I'm saying is just like, I don't really care, because this feels like I don't even have any control anymore anyway. So why even bother? Okay? So, but that's okay. Sometimes that's the best thing to do, is to release, to completely surrender, completely let go to the love energy in which we are swimming all the time. Okay, so of course Capricorns, from long periods of these reports, that you've got Pluto, right on top of you all this time. So you're going through massive, very long-term transformational changes in your identity, your persona, yourself, okay? So that affects the energy that you radiate outwards to the world, which affects the relationships that you attract back to you, according to the laws of attraction. Yay! What are you doing? What are you up to? Yay! Happy, happy, happy. This is like having it all kind of happy card. It's not the wish. It's not like having, buckets of money, being rich. This is about being very, very happy from the inside out. Being aware that happiness is something that you can own from the inside out. Happiness is a choice. Love is a choice. Be loving. Being loving, be loved. When you radiate love, you attract love. And it's a willful, deliberate decision. It's all about making those conscious, deliberate decisions to extend yourself above and beyond your existing comfort zone in ways that might not make any sense at all, and yet you feel that compulsion to go there and stretch beyond anything you've known before to allow the higher vibration of love to happen to you. So the way to do that is just to bust out of the existing paradigms. So to me, it feels that's kind of like what you're doing, almost defying logic in any way, shape, or form, because Capricorn, you're so practical, you're so connected to the earth and how it works properly. And the whole idea of just kind of going, I don't know. I have no idea what to do. All I know is that I want to be loving and I want to be loved. And as soon as you say that, you activate that energy and it happens. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is the having it all. This would be like having friends and family, people that you love and trust, people, people that you can have around at the barbecue, the campfire over the weekend, people that you've known for a long time, people that you didn't know who loved you so much from so far away, and yet it's all there. It's having that, you might be radiating this without even knowing it. That's what I'm trying to get to here, Capricorn. And that's a very, very good thing, because this is very, very irresistible energy. Doesn't mean necessarily that you're just going to automatically, have, golden spoon fall in your lap. All I'm suggesting is that you are radiating this, but you might not even be aware. So what sort of love energy would you attract? Oh my gosh. Capricorn, what is going on with you? What are you radiating? This is heavy duty, man. This is the Two of Cups. So in its simplest, most pure form, you might just be radiating like the kind of happiness that is very, let's say, Capricorn style, nuts and bolts, in ways that you're not used to doing, but you're just doing it anyway, like going completely on blind trust. Let's just say you watched so many tarot illumination videos about be loving, be loved. You thought, okay, well, I give up. I'm just going to be loving. Let's see what happens. And then guess what? Poof, you get one of these. This is like true love. This is almost like what a lot of people would love to have in their love relationship readings. This is the card of like pure love, true love. Yes, it is sweet. It is innocent. It is fragile, but it is very pure. That's the beauty of the Two of Cups, is the purity and the bond that goes with it, and the recognition of love matching with love. And it might not be like you're the hottest person in the room or the smartest or the richest. It's none of that. It's pure heart-to-heart love. It's the energy of one pulsing heart radiating at the same frequency of another pulsing heart with that love energy, and it's beautiful. So you might be attracting this, Capricorn, without even knowing it, simply because somewhere deep in your soul you decided, I just give up. Because I can't figure it out through logic, so I'm just going to abandon myself and surrender to some universal higher power thing, blah, 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 like the stuff they talk about on Tarot Illumination. Be loving, be loved. All those good things that we talk about. I'm not going to get into it now, but this is beautiful for you, Capricorn. Potentially lovely, okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen. This is a singles. This is what if, okay? No promises here. So what's the relationship dynamic itself, okay? Okay, so this might put you completely at odds with yourself. With the Two of Swords here, it could almost be, let's say, circumstantial energy is so, let's say, absurd that it might make you feel in your three-dimensional, the logical side of yourself, the practical day-to-day side of yourself. If you're, going to school, coming back, going to work, and being with friends and family, doing your day-to-day loving stuff that you do on autopilot anyway. And yet we're talking about something here at a higher frequency that comes in, and you might be completely unprepared. And that could put you in a very awkward spot where, let's say, this beautiful person energy thing does just magically happen to arrive and land in your lap. It puts you in a very awkward position of like, gulp. What do I do now? What's going on? That's what I'm feeling here, because sometimes it's actually very hard to recognize like real love, pure love, when it arrives, because it might not be in the right package or the shape or the form that you were expecting, or the situation or the place or the type of person or the physical body of the person that you were, let's say, projecting or imagining or like, crafting for yourself. Like those little children's books that they have like, all these weird layers of, pages, and there's an elephant, a giraffe, a hippopotamus, and a monkey, and a swan, and you can fold them over so you get like a giraffant or a hipposwan or an Eliphraph, or whatever it is, and you're kind of assembling this ideal mate in your brain, and then the ideal mate shows up, and it doesn't look anything like what you had already crafted in your brain. So that puts you in this very awkward spot, like, what is actually going on here? You know, I'm a Capricorn. I figure things out. I manage stuff. I plan things. I make stuff happen. I understand how the world works, blah, blah, blah. And yet, when it comes to true love, you could be like, you know, like dumbstruck and then figuring out what to do. So it puts the relationship dynamic in a position of, you know, you might want to just say, okay, let's just chill for a second, because you have, with the Two of Swords, you have the right to decide not to decide. Okay, and that's a very, very noble defense strategy, a self-defense strategy, a protection strategy to protect your heart. Because if you're not used to this kind of love, if you're not aware that you have that potential to radiate that much love, which would attract such a beautiful love in return, that could shock you to the point where it leaves you completely gaga about what's happening, to the point where you have no clue, no understanding. And so when you go back into your logical self, it would be like, okay, we need to figure this out. I need some time to think about this. Excuse me. I'm sure you're a very, very lovely person, and thanks for hitting on me, and you're just awesome, and thank you so, so much. But excuse me, I'm just not quite used to things being this way. So if you don't mind, even though you're probably just the most lovely thing on the planet, I need some time to sort this out. I need some time to figure this out. Thank you very much. Okay? Okay, I hope that makes sense. So where does that lead you? Aha. Well, it puts you in a position of, let's say, get everything in order so that it works. It's almost like you, Capricorn. Let's just say somebody like this does just magically show up. Ooh, and there they are. And now you're put in this very awkward position of like, what the bleep do I do now? Because you're just completely caught off guard, all right? So let's say the relationship dynamic itself, in other words, the nature of the relationship itself, is deliberate pause, deliberate indecision. In other words, doing things in a way that would take you to what works. With the Nine of Pentacles here, it's very, very much about what works. In other words, all this lovey-dovey stuff, wonderful. I'm a Capricorn. I deserve love and everything like that. But I'm a Capricorn. I need to see things in a way that works. How is this going to work for us? So it could be that you're in a relationship dynamic where you might attract somebody that puts you really on the spot, kind of really throws you for a loop, and really forces you to have to figure out what to do, how to do it in such a way that this works, so that it's very much in balance. You know, a lot of people see this as the energy of independence, but what I'm seeing here is the independence of the relationship, so that the relationship has great value and independence and stability of its own. And it's not all about oh, I love you, and what the heck is going on? It's the practical Capricorn approach, like, what is actually going on here? We need to figure this out, so that if this is for real, and if you're for real, and if you're hitting on me, and you really want the full works, and you somehow or other seem to think that I've got all the ingredients that you want, that's great, but let's talk about it one decision at a time, so that the foundations of the relationship, the crucible itself, is solid, and it works, and it stands up on its own. In other words, the crucible has its own independence and structure and integrity and strength in order to endure, because this is an awful lot of love. And with an awful lot of love comes the potential for things to fall out. So when they do fall out of love, then it puts tremendous pressure on the crucible to come back into the love environment again. Okay, so this is good news, Capricorn. I think it's you being very, very sensible about any potential situations that are coming to you, and doing the smart thing and figuring it out. Okay. All the best, Capricorn. I'm not going to mess it up anymore by talking anymore. You can reinterpret however you want. Okay. I'll leave that here for you. You got that? Watch your sun, moon, and rising. Make the best of it. Have a super time, and we'll see you again in about a month. All right. Bye.